Hi all, Hal here with Port Space Engineers, and today we're going to get some of this welding done. You've gotten shorted on Friday videos for the last 2 weeks, so I'm thinking we're going to do a Monday through Friday launch this time. And that means we're going to be doing a lot of the work on camera. I've had a couple of people asking to see more of the weld up. Oh, and we still have a bunch of stuff up here to do too. It's been a long weekend. Oh, but first, we have to get started, so let's go. So happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully you had a fantastic weekend and are having a terrific day thus far. Alright, so what the plan is for us is we wanted to go ahead. I've gone ahead and gotten up the last few of the fuel tanks over here, the hydrogen tanks welded up. And I want to go ahead and start getting the refineries in. Once we have the refineries and yield modules on those welded up, we'll be able to go ahead and finish placing the armor pieces. We will work on the transition area and just basically get the thing done. I really want to get this ship off the ground this week. So, barring any major issues or complications, we should be okay to do a launch, hopefully Friday. Now, I will continue to do work off camera as well, but for now, you know, figured, I had a lot of stuff to do. I might as well get it done. Alright, so on the interior, we now have the forward and aft portions of the welding bay actually closed up. I have to say, I actually like the way this whole thing turned out. We do need to come through and place some lighting in here, mainly because of the fact that, as you can see when you get in certain angles, it is really dark in here. As you know, like if you get up in here, you know, it's very hard to see anything. So we are going to put some lighting in. I did have to break down the last of our welding tower, or our mining towers. As you can see, ran out of PCU again. And what will end up happening is that I've gone ahead and taken out all of the conveyor junctions and everything. And for every conveyor block that we took out, that gives us 10 PCU. So yeah, there's basically a large amount of PCU that is available right now. But we are running into problems, so I'm expecting to probably have to start breaking down things like the transference device over here. I will probably take all of this apart sometime in the near future, which is unfortunate. I actually like having the little tram system. I think it's kind of cool. But, you know, you got to see how it was built. You got to see how it worked. We've used it a couple of times, just getting some of the material back over to the other base. Actually, do I have any material left in here, or did I empty this? I don't remember. Yeah, okay. It is completely empty again. Okay. But yeah, so that'll free up this little device right here. Frees up, trying to remember. It's some ridiculous amount of PCU, because each one of these blocks is 1. These are 1. This particular vehicle is, I think, 4K or something like that. Let's see here. We got info. PCU 2K, so 20, just shy of 2200. So yeah, we'd be able to free up a lot of stuff just by, you know, grinding that down. Oh, and once we do that, what I'll probably do is lose a bunch of PCU by continuing the piping out to the other base, and basically just put in a couple of connectors over there so we can transfer stuff between the two of them. Alright, so on to the good stuff here. Alright, so I'm not planning on doing a montage, which is kind of unusual for me. Normally when I do these, I do build montages. wasn't, you know, I'm just like, yeah, it's okay. It's all good. Alright. I mean, if you want to see the build montage style things, let me know, and we'll do that. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, when I'm doing a lot of large scale weld up, I'll actually do a time lapse set to music. Some people like it, some people don't. I've had people say give feedback both directions on it. So it's always fun to just kind of hang out and weld up stuff every once in a while. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab this, because we have a bunch of yield modules back here, which are actually up here this time. And then for those who are wondering how this connects into the grid, on one of the earlier build videos, basically it ties in through the fuel tanks. Now, I could have flipped this, and I'll be honest with you, I almost did, so that the yield modules will actually be on this side and vertical here. So basically rotate this whole thing 90 degrees to the left. It would still connect in through the fuel system, but I wanted to see what this looks like, and it's something that if we decide that we really want to, we can actually come back and do. It just really comes down to what is it we want to do and how do we want it to look. Right. And this is one of the reasons why I went ahead and welded up the fuel lines, or the fuel tanks, was just to get this stuff in here, because each one of those is basically another 2 trips. Sometimes, yeah, about 2 trips. Right. Alright. And we're going to grab 8 more of those, because we've got 2 more refineries up top. And yes, I do know that some of those refineries are set with only 2 yield modules, because the armor block is actually going to intercept on there, which is one of the reasons why I originally had thought about rotating everything so that we could get them fully upgraded. But I kind of like the way that this design is looking, so I just think that looks a little bit more interesting than having full upgrades. But the nice thing about it is we can always change it if we choose to. Gonna get these welded up. And yeah, and part of this is also to show, because I've had people asking why don't I do things like build a welding ship. This just gives me a little bit more finite control over things. And one of the things, especially when we're talking about a ship with this many overlapping elements, we start running into a situation where some of those elements, if you run out of parts mid-build, you're kind of in trouble, because you're not going to know it until you go to turn things on and something may not be working. For me, that's generally a conveyor somewhere, and things like, you know, a complete line of thrusters not working. And yes, I have happened. So this is just, you know, a fun way to deal with it and just have a little bit of fun. Alright, so we want full refineries, and we want 2, 8, right? Because we've got 4 here, 4 up there. This is going to be a lot of parts shopping, which is one of the reasons why I generally do this off camera. But I've had people, like I said, I've had people asking to see it. They just want to see how much work I'm really putting into this thing, you know, because it's like, you see a lot of progress being made sometimes in between the videos, and I don't think people realize just how much time I'm actually spending on it. I've talked about it before. For every like half-hour to hour video, generally there's about 4 or 5 hours you don't see. So it's all good. Sometimes more. That's like one of the reasons you see such a big jump between Friday videos and Monday videos generally, is because all the stuff you're seeing me do right now, yeah, this all gets done off camera. What I'll do is I'll generally watch YouTube videos. I'll put links for some of the folks that I watch while I'm doing this. Believe it or not, I actually watch you know, like the woodworking channels and stuff. One of the guys that I've just absolutely have been enjoying watching build is this guy named Bob over on I Like to Make Things. And I'll put, like I said, I'll put links to his channel down. Not associated in any way, shape, or form. I just, if you enjoy, you know, people building practical stuff in good ways, in easy to follow ways, he's definitely an interesting person to watch. And gamers don't just watch gaming videos all day. But that is how I catch up on my YouTube stuff, is doing these big weld-ups. Also has the benefit of doing this off camera. If, you know, I need to go do something, I can queue up a bunch of parts. I can bring things back, you know, go do what I need to do, come back and finish welding up stuff. But, you know, just have fun with it. It's not all work, not all play. You know, it's a nice, healthy live-work balance, right? Oh, yeah. The thing that's been really eating my time is the NBA work. The schoolwork has been rather crazy, but I am currently working on the last of the tasks for that. So hopefully, if I haven't submitted today, it will be submitted tomorrow, and then it's just waiting, you know, 2 or 3 days to find out if I passed or not. Oh, I'm so glad when that's done. It's been such a huge portion of my life for so long. It's like I basically took, I don't know, almost 6 years out of my life to finish that. So we'll see. All my free time is wrapped up in YouTube and degree work. I don't know what I'm going to do when half of that's done. Oh, so we're a little bit closer. So I'm thinking YouTube has introduced time index stamping finally. And I think I will try utilizing that for this video. So I'm going to try and get this stuff in and get everything loaded. And that way you'll have timestamps to see the beginning of the process, and like once we're done with welding all of this up, you'll be able to see the end of the process. So we'll see how that works out. Means I'm gonna have to start planning content a little bit more too. Do I have tubes? I do have tubes. Okay. I was a little concerned because it, and that needs motors. Am I actually out of motors? Energy critical. Yeah. They should tell me really quick if I'm out of motors. No, I'm withdrawing successfully. So what did I weld up by accident that ate some of my motors? I guess nothing. Okay. That's all of our refineries. Let's make sure all of those. Everybody's actually turned off. Yes? Okay. And we want all of those turned off because they are not doing anything right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to say this is starboard, so those are port. And I'm doing this so that I can turn these on and off as I need to. Actually, do this. We don't want to see it here. We don't want to see it in terminal.
No energy.
Okay. Yeah, I got too distracted with all that. Alright. So yeah, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up individual control systems. So as we're going through, once we have everything built out, powered up, and flight ready, we can bring portions of the ship online to make sure we're not overdrawing power, to make sure that, you know, we'll be able to keep the thing in the air. I do want to make sure that we can also, when we have everything turned on, that when we turn the hydrogen engines on, that if we are having a power deficit, that the hydrogen engines will allow us to overcome that deficit. But I'm not too hopeful on that. We've got a lot of stuff being powered on this ship. Right. Okay, so let's come back over here really quick. And we are going to go to here. You are yield modules all starboard. There we go. And we can that off, and now we can find all of our yield modules. Alright, we're going to do the same thing with our refineries. Those are all port. We don't want to, well, we do want them in inventory. We don't want them in terminal. We don't want them in config. And now we do there you go. Yeah, awesome. No config, no terminal. All right, that allows us to control all that. And what we're going to do is we're basically going to continue doing that as we go. This will allow me to control basically what we to identify groupings as we go, which will allow me to ultimately better control the ship and the functions on the ship. So that's why we're doing it like this. And what will happen is as we do the thrusters, I'll repeat the same process for that. And like the little maneuvering thrusters will have a grouping, and you know, we'll just keep rinsing and repeating until we get it all through there. All right, let me show you what we've got back here while we have a little bit of time. So I started planning the jump drives when we were together on, well, now it would have been Wednesday. As part of Friday's video that unfortunately became corrupt, wasn't able to release it. We've gone ahead and made a determination that we're going to do these, the jump drives in a horizontal instead of vertical, and then we're going to actually stack them vertically. And that allows us to have, you know, we'll be able to see the jump drive status from down below, just to make things look a little bit more interesting. But that opens up this area here for the drone bay. And so what I may do is this particular wall may come out, and we may actually do windows in here. Excuse me. Set up so that you can see drive status while you're standing in here. And then we'll have a stair system. I still am trying to figure out exactly what we're going to do with it and how we're going to do it. But we're going to have a stair system in here that will bring you up eventually to here where you'll be able to come through. And this will actually be a T'd walkway here. So this will come out somehow, and maybe the stairs will go down on this side. I don't know yet. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do it. I may even have it set up so that there's a platform here, and you have stairs and stairs down, and then we have basically a platform that walks, basically a catwalk that comes out from here over to this wall and back and over. That allows us to frame some of this stuff in and keep it, you know, looking good. But like I said, I haven't decided. I'm not completely sold on the idea yet. So we'll see how that all plays out. I mean, I could even bring, what I want to do is I want to have a control station in here. And I may actually bring that down to so that the controls are at this level, because what that will allow me to do is to have this come down, like have it come down, have a walkway here, and then walkways over here into the control room, and then we have, you know, basically a set of stairs that comes off and down over here or something. That way, because if I do it here, so basically we have a set of stairs that comes down, walkway, walkway T, with another walkway here, set of stairs that come down here, and a walkway up there so you can get into the flight ops. And that would give us a little bit better visibility on everything, because we're going to basically repeat what we've done in the other areas. But just to give you an idea, that's effectively what I'm thinking of and thinking about right now. We will see how well that actually all plays out. Anyway, let's get back to getting some of this stuff welded up. Am I missing stuff over here? So say I didn't miss a tank somewhere, right? No, okay, it's just all thrusters. Okay. Losing my mind. The other thing is that everything in the ship now holds an atmosphere all the way back to this area. Oop, I forgot, welded that up. Yeah, so we've actually welded up the fairing out here. But everything back to engineering is now sealed. So we have a complete air atmospheric envelope in the ship, except for this room, which we're going to change probably tomorrow. Let's turn the light on here for you. And then once we have all of this sealed up, what I'm probably going to do is we will get, I don't know if we're going to get the reactors online or not, because we don't really have a whole lot of uranium right now, and I don't want to have it just sitting here burning, you know, unnecessarily at least. So I may put a small cargo box in, like over here or something, just to have it over here for right now. That will keep extra uranium in. Like I said, we've got very little of it right now, and I haven't been hitting the vendors to drain it as it comes up. So the idea is that once we have this ship sealed up and the thrusters and everything ready, we'll basically park it in orbit of whatever station we can find that has some uranium on it. And since we'll have all of the materials on board, we'll basically just produce whatever they need and just keep doing using the economy to our benefit. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and get the rest of these yield modules welded up. Okay. See if we can get the rest of these in. Like I said, it's not been a whole lot going on my side. Just basically getting all of this stuff, getting all the parts made for these things. Just to get everything in and done this week. I'll be glad when the week is over, but because hopefully by the end of this week, I will know if I have passed my class or not. And it's the capstone class too. That's what's really bad about it. So, for those who don't know, when you do even undergrad work, you often will have a final project. For graduate level projects, you will always have a project. I mean, it's very possible that, you know, there's a degree program out there that doesn't. So, but I'm not aware of it. But there's a lot of degrees that I'm not sure if they are actual degrees out there. Not saying, not undercutting anybody who has earned a degree. I'm just saying I don't know all of the degrees that are available. So there's always potential for there to be something. But my general understanding and expectation is that anything at a graduate level degree or post-grad degree, you're going to have projects. And my project is a business simulation. So basically, we got assigned a company, had its own market, and what we had to do is to take the information and run the company for what equates to a year and a half. It's 6 quarters, 6 business quarters. And every couple of quarters, you have to do some reports, you have to do a little bit of a business analysis. And the entire time, the company needs to be, basically profitable. Well, it has to continue to be operational. Oh, really? How is that? How did that happen? All right. Okay, so I ended up with extra plates. Okay, that's why. But yeah, like I was saying, basically, you end up having to do reports every so often, and when everything is said and done, you then have to do a shareholder report, which, if you've ever seen one of these things, it's basically just a very large write-up in not necessarily business speak, more of just common parlance, where you write about what's going on. Is that everything? Yeah. So you're right about what's going on, how things did, where did the company do well, where did the company do badly, things you were happy to see happen, and things that you would change if you had the opportunity. Lots of analysis style reporting. Fun stuff. At least I didn't do what Quickie Baby did. For those who watch World of Tanks, you may know who that is. For everybody else, he is a gentleman in the UK who did a doctorate at the same time he was in the actual competition tiers of World of Warships, or World of Tanks rather. So he was a full-time professional competitive gamer working on a doctorate paper. So, and this doctorate, I think, is specifically in World War II. It's a history doctorate, I know that, but I think it's in tank warfare, World War II tank warfare. So, very intelligent young. I shouldn't say young. He's mid to late. I think he's late 20s. Anyway. Oh, let's get this thing charged up. We will get the rest of the refineries welded up. That should be enough power for now. And what we're going to do is I'm going to call this one here. I'm going to thank y'all for stopping in and hanging out with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun just, sitting here chatting while we're getting stuff welded up. This week, as I said at the beginning of the video, expect to get videos pretty much every day. They're probably going to end up being shorter, but basically what we're going to be doing is just showing you the weld up process. So this week is going to be a lot of me just hanging out and chatting with you while we get things finished. What I will probably do in the next one is work on the hull a little bit, because we still have a bunch of stuff over there to get done, and I want to talk about what we're doing with it. And so I'm going to get all of this in, get the other bands that are going to go across here, get all of that done, and then we'll probably I'll probably just go ahead and do the armor for this stuff off camera because it's just faster that way. But once we have the banding done on the roof on Tuesday, I think Wednesday we'll work on the aft portions, get the the rest of the jump drives in, basically just get everything in place, but not necessarily welded up. We may weld up one of them just because. And then off camera, again back here, I think we'll do the welding because it's just bringing plates back and slapping them down. It's nothing massive. Alright, so I think that'll be the plan for this week. Thursday we'll be doing anything that's left, probably getting the thrusters in and welded up. And then hopefully Friday we will be in a position to start transferring materials from the base over to the ship, and getting the ship powered up and fueled up, with hopefully taking off on Friday. We'll see. It's going to be a long week, no matter how we look at it. Alright, so on that note, like I said, I'm going to thank y'all for stopping in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to throw those down in the section below. That's what it's there for. If you're new to the channel, haven't done so already, or YouTube has pulled its wonderful we're not going to keep you subscribed, be sure to click the subscribe button. And if you want to be kept up to date around here, including knowing when new stuff comes out or something's going on, be sure to click that little notification bell icon as well. And on that note, we're out of here. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy your week. We'll see you back here tomorrow for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Yay, weld ups.